All right, so Aljamain Sterling has called out Dominick Cruz again. He's called him out again. Aljamain Sterling in the bantamweight division is the type of guy that he's kind of had his crack at the top. He has had his crack at the top quite a few times. Well, not a few, I'll just say twice. He fought a Sun Sao and he fought Marlon Moraes. He has actually had his crack at the top. He really has. Now, I'm pumped for an Aljamain Sterling fight just like anybody else who's a decent fan of his. I like the guy. I actually do like him, but I don't know about this fight. I just think it's too high up the rankings. Dominick Cruz is typically not the type of guy that loses to an Aljamain Sterling. Dominick Cruz could go in there with those two badass feet, those two broken down feet. Yeah, broken down feet. And whatever else is impaired on him, probably knees, elbows, everything, ankles, wrists, everything is probably broken down on him or aftermarket parts or refurbished. Dominick Cruz is like the refurbished Apple laptop. You still love it and it still works well, but the shit's refurbished. That's Dominick Cruz, but Dominick Cruz is such an evasive fighter. So evasive, really quick, unorthodox. He actually strikes like a Muppet. Like his hands don't look like they're connected to his body. I really like Dominick Cruz and I like Aljamain Sterling, but I don't like this route that he's taking. He has been calling out Dominick Cruz and he has been denied. They've denied you the Dominick Cruz fight and they sent you back to fight people who are not even in the top 15. They sent you back down the rankings because they already put you in there with the top of the heap. You can beat everybody. Aljamain Sterling can beat everybody. But when we get to the top 5, shit gets suspect. Real suspect. And Aljamain Sterling kind of sells himself off like this young, fun guy who's, I'm fun, funky, fresh Aljamain or whatever his name is. And all of that is good, but Aljamain Sterling is a man. And he needs to act like a man. He really does need to kind of like act like a man a little bit. He's 30 years old, right? You guys would think maybe he's 24, 23. He's not. He's 30 years old. And this whole funky thing, it's like, yes, I like it, but nobody's going to take it seriously. I don't think anybody takes Aljamain Sterling seriously. He is a good fighter. I believe that he is very professional in the fact that he trains very well. He's never missed weight. He's always very respectful, but at the same time engaging. Like I said, I like Aljamain Sterling. But he needs to make a mark on this division in order to get to the top. Let me just say the top of the rankings right now. TJ Dillashaw is the champ. Cody Garbrandt is number 1. I have no clue why that is. But for some reason, Cody Garbrandt, who just got, Cody double KO, Garbrandt is the number 1 contender. Dominick Cruz is number 2. Number 3, Rafael Assunção. Number 4, Marlon Moraes. Number 5, Jimmy Rivera. Number 6, John Dodson. Number 6, John Lineker. Number 7, John Dodson. Number 8, Aljo. And I actually even hate that nickname of Aljo. Aljamain. Aljamain Sterling needs to fight next. He needs to just work his way up the rankings. I would fight every 3 months if I was him. I'm fighting Dodson. I'm fighting Lineker. I'm fighting Rivera. That's how he needs to do it. He needs to slowly climb his way up to the top. Dodson is an easy win for anybody in the bantamweight division. Easy win. If you're in the top 10, you can beat John Dodson. I understand Pedro Munoz didn't, but it was a close fight. But Aljamain Sterling needs to beat up John Dodson. We know he could get that win very easy. Beat up John Lineker. I understand that John Lineker is hands of stone, hands of God, hands up on you. I understand John Lineker is Mr. Heavy Hands, but we saw him get out grappled and out wrestled in the TJ Dillashaw fight. Badly. Really badly. So, Aljamain Sterling, he gets in there and he grapples. That's his thing. So, John Lineker fight. And then if he beats John Lineker, then he needs to fight Jimmy Rivera. I just don't think that fight Dominick Cruz for what? Fight Dominick Cruz, so what? Maybe you'll beat Dominick Cruz, and then what? Who are you going to fight then? Somebody that you're going to lose to. But if he loses to Dominick Cruz, then he goes right back down and does the whole shenanigans with John Dodson, John Lynn. I think that the road through Lineker, Dodson, Rivera, I believe that that's more exciting. Watching Aljamain Sterling run through the division is always exciting. He strings these wins together and then he thinks, oh, I need to be fighting at the top of the heap. You're not there. It's sad, but he's not there. He really isn't. Let me see. I said that he's 30 years old. I just want to make sure that he's 30. He's 29 years old. I'm sorry. He's 29. If he takes all of next year, if he can just take all of next year to run through the division, get 4 fights next year, pick up another fight this year, actually. Try to get on another card this year. Pick up 5 fights between now and the end of 2019, and then you can be a contender. But this jumping up, oh, I want to fight Dominick Cruz. Broke down Dominick Cruz, who just got refurbished. They just let him out of the damn Apple store, refurbished. None of it looks good to me. I would not be excited for this fight. The only person I want to see Dominick Cruz fight is either TJ Dillashaw, or I got to look at the rankings, either TJ Dillashaw or Marlon Moraes. That's it. TJ Dillashaw or Marlon Moraes. Somebody in the top 5. Somebody in the top 5, but that's Aljamain Sterling. He wants to fight Dominick Cruz. They may give him the fight. Dominick Cruz may want the fight because Dom may see it as an easy fight. He'll take an easy fight as a tune-up fight and then go for the gusto. But I just think Aljo needs to run through the division, and I think he's capable of doing it up until he meets the top of the heap. Those top 4 guys. Those top 4 guys. But we'll see. We'll see what the UFC does. They've been making up fights. I've been hearing rumors and seeing little things that Dominick Cruz is going to be fighting TJ Dillashaw. So I'm hoping that that's the case, and that Aljo can get on another card this year and just fight somebody in his league. Fight somebody that will be a really credible kind of climb. We're not looking for credible just wins. You need to climb the division so that when you get to the top, you can say, I ran through the division. I avenged my losses. All of that. But anyways, shout out to Aljamain Sterling just for trying to call out a fight. The bantamweights right now, they're just calling out fights. I'm calling you out. They're calling each other out, man. TJ is calling out some boxer. Dominic is calling out TJ. Cody Garbrandt got his head tucked in his ass. Rafaela Sunsao is everybody is calling out everybody. And I'm not mad at it. I actually really like the bantamweight division. Anyways, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave your thoughts in the comment section.